Very first woman in our family to get her CDL. And without further ado, I would like to introduce to you my mom, the first driver to get their CDL in my family, Miss Phyllis Moore.
Welcome to the She Trucking Podcast, where we celebrate the powerful women behind the wheel and the incredible journeys they take. So, sit back, buckle up, and let's hit the road together.
She spent many years behind the wheel as a bus driver with her Class B license, paving the way for me and showing me that women can handle big vehicles and big responsibilities with pride. Today, we're talking about her journey, her challenges, and the legacy she passed down to me. So buckle up because this episode is full of love and inspiration and family. Welcome to the She Trucking Podcast. My mother, Phyllis Moore.
Thank you.
So, Mom, you drove buses and had your Class B for many years. Was it a struggle to get your commercial driver's license?
It was. When I came in, they gave me a limit. They said I had 45 days to get my license. And I went out there and I practiced studying and everything. And my kids, you and my other daughter, Jennifer, y'all would go out there with Q cord and help me. And so I got to the point where it was time for me to go to
The DMV?
DMV. And I passed. I did go. Wait a minute. Let me go back. I went out there to get ready to go, and the oil started leaking. So that was a step back. I had to wait another day. I went out there to do my eye examination. Never wore glasses. Never had an idea that I had to wear glasses. I failed my eye test. So I had to postpone until I got eyeglasses.
Wow.
Finally, I went and I passed my general knowledge. And I was looking forward to doing my road tests and stuff. Of course, you have to make an appointment. I came back in to do the visual where you have to point out what each part is. I was told that you don't have to manually do the stuff. You just have to tell it how to work. Boy, I had a man, he said, pull the dipstick out. I pulled the dipstick out. And he had me to climb under the bus. I climb under the bus. I wasn't going to let him stop me because I had made up my mind. No matter what you throw at me, I'm going to get it. So I did it. And stuff that normally he don't ask people to do. He had me to do it. But I went on, I done it, and I passed it.
So what made you want to become a bus driver and what inspired you to become a bus driver?
I wanted to do something that meant something in my life. I started out working at a poultry plant. At the time, it was Seaboard. I stayed there.
The chicken house.
Chicken house. I stayed there about 25, 26 years. I was standing back there. In my mindset, I can't leave that job because I have too much seniority. Don't fall into that trap. Anytime you can battle yourself, go ahead and battle yourself. God have something better for you to do. And so after my father passed in 1999, that gave me the motivation to get out there and step out on faith. And that's what I did.
Speaking of your father and your mom, so what did they do?
My father, he was in construction. He was a general contractor. And my mom, she wore many hats.
Yeah, she was a cosmetologist, a nurse, seamstress, and
a business. She took care of paperwork business, wise.
Yeah. She kept everything together.
Very organized. I wish I had just a little bit of her being organized like she was.
So how was it growing up? Who was our uncle? He became a truck driver, Uncle Ray. And watching him go out and try to get his did he have to get a CDL when he first started?
He did. But he always told us a very funny story. When you put in your application, you got to have a reference. And he knew he'd never been in trucking. But how you going to get reference if you've never been in trucking? So he went out there and looked and found a company that went out of business and put their name on it. You can elaborate.
Yeah, he used to tell us that he would find companies that was out of business and he would write that down as his experience. So let me tell y'all, say that you might want to do that too if you need some experience. I think that still may work to this day.
Very much sure it will.
But and then he didn't even know how to drive, right?
No, he didn't.
And so he was like, using a bus? A boat. He used a boat and hooked up the boat to, was it a truck, a pickup truck or?
A pickup truck.
So he hooked up a boat to the pickup truck to learn how to steer the truck. He didn't even have any experience and they gave him the job.
That's right. But that was in the DEA because that's the way my father did. When he went in construction, he never did construction. And they asked him, do you know how to do that? He looked around and seen how the other guys were doing. And he said, yeah, I know how to do it. He went in, they were doing what you call back in the day, laddering. And he went up there, they had him to show them that he knew how to do it. And he went over there, people there seen how they were doing. He started nailing the level up. He got the job. He not only got the job, he moved on up, became the supervisor. Then before he left, he became a superintendent.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So it's in the family.
Driving is in our blood.
Driving our blood.
So
business in our blood.
Driving business is in our blood. What type of businesses did the family have? Because I have actually really never shared all the different business ventures that our family have been into.
Me and family used to have a restaurant.
It was
a soul food restaurant.
Yep, Sugar Ray's soul food restaurant. They was into construction, game room, like a beauty shop, tobacco store. Our family members have stores.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, my mom used to make dresses.
Yeah. Yes. And today is a very special episode that is so dear to my heart. And today I have the first woman in my family who drove. What? Okay, so we're from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
That's correct.
You was born in Chattanooga?
I was.
All right. Okay, and what high school did you go to?
Brainerd High School.
And going to Brainerd, how was it going to Brainerd High School back then? What class was you from?
I started there when I was in the 10th grade. And it was a big change because I left. It was just started being integrated the year before. So it wasn't very many us there. Mm. And so it was a big change. I was so used to going to an all-black school and then be lumped into room with junior and senior. It was a big change. It freaked me out in the fact that they was more advanced because the school that they went to, they had new books. They were funded, had more funding where they can do more things, go on field trips and stuff to help their education. And so it was a big change for me to get used to being there.
All right. Shout out to the people from Brainerd High School. I'm a Howard Tiger, which is the rivalry of Brainerd. I did go to Brainerd for a half a semester, about a semester. And then I went back to Howard High.
Class of 74.
class of 74. Shout out to everybody in class of 74. This episode of She Trucking Podcast is sponsored by First Class Transportation. And we would like to thank you for continuing to help us empower women and men in the trucking industry.
Thank you.
Growing up and watching you drive, I was so inspired to get behind the wheel myself. The first thing I did was I worked at Disney, remember, and I drove a boat. I knew that any job, any role that I was going to do was going to have something to do with driving. I really never saw myself becoming a truck driver, but I decided to do it. And then that's when I realized, I said, hey, I'm following in my mom's footsteps. So how did you feel when I became a truck driver? What was going through your mind?
Hey, first, I didn't want to believe it. But once you did it, I was so proud of you. That you made up your mind, you went out there and seen what you want to do, and you accomplish your goal. Like I said, I saw many doors open through you becoming that truck driver.
Yeah. My mom, y'all probably saw her on CNN. She was doing CNN's Champion of Change for 2021. We got to get on the airplane and fly all the way to New York. And how was your experience with jumping on that airplane and flying to New York and being interviewed on CNN?
Hey, that was a wonderful thing. That was my first time ever getting on the airplane. But you always told me, say, I'm going to take you. I'm going to be the first one to take you on your first trip. And it was excited. Everybody was telling me, oh, you're going to be sick and seasick. But I didn't. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward for the next plane trip.
You ready to get back on the plane?
Right.
Where we going? Where you want to go this time?
Africa would be nice. Or Hawaii.
She keep trying to get me to take her to Africa, y'all. If I take my mama to Africa, we gonna get her, find her African goddess.
All right now. All right now.
Oh.
You have to have one wife. Oh, you have to be single.
If another mother, daughter, or any woman out here was to come to you and ask for any type of advice about getting into the trucking industry or driving a bus, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them, try for it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the freedom of not having anybody standing over me. And it's a career. A lot of people may not think of it like that, but it is a career and one that well needed.
Yeah, definitely. So looking back over your years of driving, are there any stories that you want to share that make you smile or that is memorable?
Bus, picking up my client. I used to drive a special need bus, and most of my clients could not talk, but they would talk with their ass. When I approached them, came up to them, they would smile and they were happy to see me. And that gave me power, gave me the zeal to every day to get up and go pick them up, because I know that somebody going to be happy just to see me. I made a difference in their life.
Yeah. Your clients used to love to see you coming. It's so funny because even my little sister Jennifer, and shout out to Jennifer, just over the years seeing her like bag your bus up in a.
I enjoyed my being on the bus.
It's so funny because even my little sister Jennifer, and shout out to Jennifer, just over the years seeing her like bag your bus up in the yard, getting in the bus you would pick up from school sometimes. And then also she even got behind the wheel of my truck and drove my truck. What did you think about like her naturally being able to drive? Because she started even driving a car at a young age.
Right.
And
I would have thought she would have been the one that followed in our footsteps. But instead, she went a whole different route.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally think I would have thought that she would be in the driving position. She's a surgical tech, one of the best in Chattanooga. I tell anybody, she's one of the best surgical techs in Chattanooga. And shout out to our sister Jennifer.
Right.
So with Little King, what you think Little King gonna be, Mama?
I tell you what, he said he gonna be an astronaut. The world is so open. I don't know. I can't tell you what he's gonna be because he's so smart, and anything you want to talk to him about, he's very versed. He knows a whole lot. So I don't know.
And is there anything that you want to share with our listeners today?
I just want to tell them, don't be afraid to step out on faith. Don't be afraid to change your life. Don't be afraid to start over. Everything I said, I was afraid. And now, after I done it, I wish I had done it years ago because my kids told me, said, Mama, you say you got all this seniority. You can leave. You can leave and start up, but I thought I couldn't. But I'm here to tell y'all, I'm a witness. I changed my career. I got a career. I changed my job. That's the difference between a job and a career. I was in my 50s when I changed.
You wasn't 50.
When I went to Orange Grove.
You was 50?
No, excuse me. I'm wrong. I was in my 30s.
You was in your...
Because Jennifer was born. When she was...
I think you might be in your 40s.
Girl, I might have been. It wasn't 50. Girl, I forget sometimes.
I think she was in her 40s when she... It's 2000. Let's do the math.
Okay. Because it's been so long. I can't remember how long. The year, I can remember the year, but I can't remember my age. Sometimes I can't remember.
26 years ago.
Okay.
And you are...
I'll be 69 this year. So you're right. I was in my 40s.
43.
Okay.
43 years old. You was 43?
I was 43.
So, Mom, you was 43 years old when you got your CDL, and I am now 41.
Ain't that something? It's amazing.
Yeah. My last question.
Okay.
So what's next, Mom? What's next for the She Trucking Mama, for Miss Phyllis Moore? What is next for you?
Oh.
What are things that you want to do? And at 69, oh my God, almost 70.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's next for you?
I want to travel. I want to get out and see some of the part of the world that I didn't get a chance to see. And that's the biggest thing. I want to go out there and explore.
I want to say thank you for allowing us to be whatever we want to be. And thank you so much for allowing us for giving us. One thing about Mom, she never told us we couldn't do it. She would, and thank you for supporting us and allowing us to be whatever we want to be. Because what did you think I would grow up to be?
I thought you were going to be in the medical field.
Yeah, I started out in the medical field.
Started out, and you were good at it.
Yeah.
You, no matter what when you started out at a CNA, then you went in monitoring the heart, monitor the tech, heart tech, monitor tech.
Yeah.
And then you also, oh yeah, she would go in a study and help deliver babies.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That was crazy. I never would have thought I would help deliver a baby.
So I thought you would have been the one.
You thought I would be in the medical field still? Yeah. And then trucking found me. So now diesel run through my blood.
Oh yeah, you found your real passion. Medical really wasn't your passion, but you found it.
You drove buses for years with the Class B license. What inspired you to get behind the wheel, and how did that journey start for you?
What inspired me was I was working at a dead-end job, and which was at the chicken house, and it standing behind something dead that didn't mean anything. I wanted to battle myself, so it took my daddy death to make me realize life too short to be staying in a dead end job. So, a friend of mine, shout out to Kim, she took me to Orange Grove and talked to the supervisor. Says, "This is a good woman. If you hire her, she'll stick with you." And that led me to the door. And I like it that because I was able to help somebody, help a child, help. It would help the parents. Sometimes I would pull up. Parents might not talk to nobody all day long because they had kids that couldn't verbally talk to them. And not only it helped the kids, but it helped the parents too. And that inspired me. And I enjoyed working there. And I enjoyed the freedom to being on the road, not to have nobody standing over me, being my own boss.
That's good. She Trucking has over 33,000 women in the trucking industry. What are your thoughts when you see all the women getting a commercial driver's license, whether they driving a bus or they driving a truck? How do you feel about the brand She Trucking?
Oh, I said, I am so happy when I can look out there and see a woman behind.
Pause and say it again.
It made me feel good to see women behind the truck, the wheel of a truck or a bus, because the doors was closed for them. They would go in and they would tell me they weren't hiring, and you had to be they thought you had to look a certain way to be able to drive a truck. You couldn't be a girly look, or they didn't think you could do the job. But She Trucking, you started She Trucking, and you developed your website, got your T-shirts out there.
The T-shirts, y'all. Make sure you get your shirt on SheTrucking.com.
Right. It wasn't no women clothing out there for the truck drivers.
It was nothing.
It wasn't nothing. So what did you do?
I became the change I wanted to see. I wanted to make sure that we had something that we can rock, something stylish, something that represent women out here on the road. And like I said, if you want to get your shirt, go to SheTrucking.com. And I thank everybody who has supported the brand, supported the mission, who has just been on this journey with us. What did you think when I was so She Trucking started in the basement of my mom's house? What did you think of what was going on down there in the basement? Because she didn't come in the basement too much. And what she did, she called it the sweatshop, because we was designing and printing shirts. We printed 500 shirts to go to the Mid-America Truck Show. So what did you think about what was going on down there in that basement? We was cooking up a whole brand, the brand She Trucking.
Like I said, I always call it a sweatshop. But to be honest, I was very proud of what was being done. And to see so many shirt going out, people wanted the stuff that she designed, she developed. That's a good feeling. Like, cause I always tease that I went through the sweatshop and then, but got them fold up, bag up. And if you, one thing I want to tell you about Sheree, it got to be right.
Yeah.
If you fold something, they got to come out. The president became legend.
A legend drive, all the awards behind me.
Trailblazers. You said trailblazer. And you also went to Washington and served on the board and met with the president and the congressman. On down the line, history will show the work that you did. It may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but on down the line, you will reap the benefit. We will reap the benefit for your hard work. And thank you for that.
So what did you think about me going to the White House and being able to meet President Biden?
Yeah, I was blow. That blew my mind. I was proud. And to see you and see that the invitation itself was spoke volume. A President Seal invitation coming to my daughter that 10 years, 20 years ago, nobody know. But she's sitting up at the White House talking to the president. No, that don't happen every day. And so it was good. I was very proud of that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So growing up, how was I growing up? That's true.
She was headstrong. She had her own mind. She was a little thing in your arm, but she was a bossy little baby. So, her being in leadership, it's not surprising. But she a leader. She not a follower. But it's different in a person leading that don't know how to lead than one that know how to lead and to lead you. So I'm very proud of because she is truly a boss. And I seen it as a baby.
I was a little boss baby.
You was a little boss baby. You was a boss baby before the cartoon boss baby came along. They could have put your face on that. It should have been a woman, girl. Always into something, always doing something. Went to Washington before at the age of 6. Going to the girl club.
No, not Washington. I went to Chicago.
Oh yeah, that was
at the age of 6.
At the age, she put quality out there. She didn't go out there and buy nothing cheap. When you got a sheesh truck and shirt, you know you gonna get quality.
Yes, and more than what you paid for. Yeah. This wraps up another great episode of the She Trucking Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to this very special episode of the She Trucking Podcast with my mom. Her story is a reminder that transportation isn't just about moving people or freight. It's about building legacies, breaking barriers, and inspiring the next generation. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, or leave us a review.
Right.
And to all the mothers and daughters and families out there driving towards their dream, keep going, because the road you're paving today could change someone else tomorrow.
That's right.
If it wasn't a me, if it wasn't a mama, if it wasn't she over there, sitting over there, then it wouldn't be a me. And y'all wouldn't have a She Trucking.
That's right.
So thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Next time, I am Sheree Moore. And this is the She Trucking Podcast, where we're changing lives one mile at a time.
Thank you for having me. And I love you.
I love you too, Mama. This is the She Trucking Podcast, where we're changing lives 1 mile at a time. Check us out on all streaming platforms on YouTube and Spotify, Apple, all and every podcast platform. You can check out the She Trucking Podcast. I love you, Mama.
I love
and
you.
thank you so much for coming on to the She Trucking Podcast.
Thank you for having me. Bye, everybody. Continue to support She Trucking. Get your shirts. Get the merch. Hey, more mother. If you don't have your She Trucking t-shirt, go to shetrucking.com and get your merchandise. Not only do she have a t-shirt, she got a bunch of other merchandise that you can get. Thank you.
Be strong.